What's up? Yeah, man. Sure. Huh? No, I got a good chain. I mean, I just got it not too long ago. Yeah. They keep giving me sucrose. I mean, I'm having a hard time building the
A
team
talented
I am
artist
building.
transforms Disney princesses into
I
pinup
are
models. Who's your favorite Disney princess? Let me know in the comments. This is an artist in Los Angeles. One of our favorite princesses and we can see why. Which is your favorite? Next time, organization got inspired from his job at a radio station where he was making $150,000 a year. For him to drink. That just doesn't look like someone who's mastered the challenge. He said, I lost the challenge, so I didn't go to college. Yeah. But he was
I thought that little short person was a healer,
video.
dog.
And there you have it. That's what's trending. I'm Sandra Matthews. Thanks for watching IO Trends. Be sure to check out some of our other videos. Also like, share, and subscribe for more videos.
Is 1.1 next week? Oh yeah. The quest, yeah. Is there something else? out eating, man. My bad. Let's go. Oh, you're leveling up. I need to count my rolls and see how close I am to 90.
お腹が痛い。
But they don't give me no fucking gold, huh? How many times you gotta do this shit for some gold? Wait, really?
行こうよ。急がないと。
Oh, really? What you doing?
つはどうだ。
沸騰したかけっこ師匠の技を食らいなさい。断罪の名において
おとなしくしやがる。
影の暗さが優也を求めている。
おとなしくし、この瞬間
みんなを守るからね。あ、ロバ
Stop the sunshine, going through the phase of cloudy days that passes by sometimes. I'm in risks, but you fall back to thunder. Broke the scars to touch your skin. Hold me up like a prison and watch my colors paint the water. The sun will start sinking then. I knew your dreams were real before.
Streets,
you've seen worlds that look the same, but they go by different names.
No,
and I have
about
met those skies, they make us more than what we see them in places we've never been. With a million risks, but you fall back to thunder. Broke the scars to touch your skin. Hold me up like a prison and watch my colors paint the water. The sun will start sinking then. I knew your dreams were real before they came alive. And when I lit up, I knew your dreams were real before they came true. They came true.
I want to play with Kashane, so I'm trying to lower her ass out. She's taking everything.
運命のささやきがき。
Your dreams were real before they came alive. And when I
わかったわ。
How they do it now, man? You the best, man. I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy, Sweet Mitri. You know what I'm saying? Proud of you, bro. Rocks, bro.
Yeah? Yeah? Right. 万歳の名において沸騰したよ。降参しなさい。万歳の名において。よっ。万歳の名において。影のカラスが優也を求めている。よっほっ。えい。 諦めな。
We can fly, touch the sky, feel alive. We can fly.
熱々でしょ。
We can.
新しい投資先でも探そうかしら。
Saga begins. Begin war.
お嬢様の仰せのままに。
無駄な努力をやめて交代しなさい。こりゃこりゃゴバー火をれるわけ。黒き翼よ、昼夜を切り裂きなさい。熱々でしょ、元気出してよ。よっはっこりゃはっかけっこしましょう。ゴバ話が通じないならただそりゃよいしょやっふっふっよいしょよいしょさようならゴバ断罪の名において。ゴバよいしょよいしょミュージックスタート。ゴバひ万歳
のままに。
助けてスペイよっミュージックスタート。それやー
What? You talking about when you shoot the flower?
お城が買えるほど貴重な骨董品でも人が得る快楽はそれを手にしたほんの一瞬だけよ。
ぱりニンニク味で炒めた方がいいかな。
7. The inventory lock update coming next week or with 1.1?
You're gonna break my heart. You're gonna tear it apart. No matter what you do, I'll still be there for you. And when you call my name, I won't be far away. No matter where you go, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Be alone, be alone. No, you'll never be You're gonna break my heart. You're gonna tear it apart. No matter what you do, I'll still be there for you.暇なら暇でもいいけど、一緒に食材を探しに行こうよ。
Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a video to look at why getting to level 40 adventure level can be a trap. And also, I have not tried to make the video right away after getting to adventure level 40. I did play to 2 to 3 days before that. You can see my adventure level currently 40 with 8,000 experience. We'll be using the notepad for lots of summaries and we'll be looking at 2 parts. Part 1, why is it so hard after level 40 and why should you be careful? And after that, part 2, what are my tips, approaches and strategies towards that? So I did spend the past 2 to 3 days looking at the difficulties and what are the things that matter to us the most and how to adjust them. I personally don't like to give you guys information that's just bad news, but I want to see there's a potential things we need to prepare of. I want to give you suggestions, solutions to it as well. So that's why it took me a little longer after getting to adventure level 40 to make this video. Also, you can see the tabs over here. I have went for Reddit, I have went for different stats, different numbers, for characters, for weapons. Also, I went to Chinese forum to see damage calculations. I went to everywhere to see a lot of things. So this one's quite well grounded with lots of research. And I want to show you guys this. So it's potentially possible to achieve 500,000 damage with Mana. And I will be touching this more detailed on the next guide as we go deeper with elementals and combinations and what are the synergies with support units. What he's using is Mona, Bennett, and Sakrus, and also Ember. To my surprise guys, Bennett and Ember is actually making this work for over 500,000 damage, not 5,000. So you know what I'm saying. It's a massive damage. And also I will touch up on the leveling difference. Why is it that if your level is a little lower, you will be taking more damage, you'll be dealing less damage. So now that you know that I am prepared for you guys with the problems, because I have searched a lot of things, I have researched a lot. So let's look at the problems. So what makes it so hard after adventure level 40? And what makes it, a massive trap? So first of all, the character and weapon accessory materials are very expensive at 70 to 80. So if we come into the game, you can see I'm currently on level 70 on Kachin, level 80 on Jin, level 70 on Venti, and level 71 on Klee. It's not that I don't want to do it because I'm running out of materials. The experience books always give the same experience for 20,000 for the purple books. They also cost a lot of Mora for each of the upgrades. Now I have made a pretty comprehensive summary over here. You can see that for each of the purple experience book, it's going to give us 20,000 experience and cost 4,000 Mora. So the rate is actually 1 to 5. Missed my calculation over here. So 1 to 5 with the rates of Mora cost. And also it's going to cost 1.6 million experience, which means 80 purple books and also 400k Mora. So 40,000 Mora per character to get to level 80, just from 70 to 80. And also it's going to cost us another 100,000 Mora to ascend the character from 70 to 80 just to start off with. You can see over here, and lots of ingredients and materials. So what does this mean for just one character when you go from adventure level 35 to adventure level 40? Is that you're looking at 800 resin of purple books you need. You need to farm that 40 times to get that many purple books for 80. You need 1,860 resins for the gold flower, 31 gold flowers just for the amount of Mora gold for the upgrades, minimum. And this is not considering the ascension cost of the materials and also the 100,000 gold Mora over here. Now that you know at adventure level 40 there is going to be the experience and Mora trap, or the the difficulty spike. After that, similarly, each of the weapon from 70 to 80 is going to cost us a lot more. The weapon translation or the weapon ratio for experience to Mora is at 1 to 10. What that means is it's going to cost us about 1.1 million experience, about 100,000 Mora for each of the maximum level weapon from 70 to 80. And I have made a summary over here, the number of enhancement materials and also Mora for ascending. Similarly, for the skill and passives, for level 7 it requires a lot of items, weekly boss unique drops and 120,000 Mora. I'll also show you guys this over here. So I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I'm showing you there is a solution to this. But I want to warn you how scary this can be at first sight and how difficult it is. When I first looked at this, I was like, I need 4 gold books. Okay, I can deal with that. I need some mask. Okay, I can do that. I was like, I need this. This needs to be dropped by Stone Terror. I was like, okay. And then I saw the gold and the Mora. I was like, okay. And coming back here, I have searched a lot of places for the level 8 skill passives. I have not been able to find it. You can see over here, people and the guys over here doesn't show the level 8. I've been looking for a lot of places and nowhere does it show the level 8. So what that means is the level 8 upgrades are even more expensive for sure. Over 120,000 mora. Now as we get to adventure level 40, what's going to happen is the domains are going to unlock the legendary artifacts to be dropped from. There's a lot of great character sets. If you haven't seen out the artifact tier list, you can see this is a very powerful support character set for the Aminon characters or Anemon characters. And you can see over here it's really powerful. But to get that, guys, it's going to cost a lot if you get a new upgrade of artifact. I did a quick calculation, so if you're upgrading the artifacts from 4-star to 5-star, what you're looking at for the 5-star artifacts, level 1 to level 16, it is going to cost 152,000 experience, and the Mora costs 1-to-1, so the same amount of Mora. And this is just for one artifact. If you're upgrading the artifact to maximum level, you're looking at about 270,000 XP and Mora. And if you're fully changing a character for 5 pieces because you've got a character upgrade, if you got a new 5-star, 4-star character, you're looking at 750 to 1.3 million Mora. And that's a lot just for the artifact set upgrade after adventure level 40 as you get those 5 stars. And finally guys, because we can get the 5-star artifacts in the domains, of course we will try to farm those. I have did some of the samples of calculations after my 10 out of 20 runs. I've kind of estimated rates of the 5-star artifacts dropping. It's about 1 in 6 chance or less than 1 in 6 chance per run. So what you're looking at about 15% chance or even less for a 5-star artifact to drop each time you go for the level 40 dungeons. And this is going to be a massive reason bait. And this is one of the biggest traps I want to talk about, because we are not going to have enough artifact experience materials to level all those artifacts you find. If we come to my account over here, what I want to show you guys is I start to get a lot of the tier 5 artifacts, and what you're going to see is the 5-star artifacts, they're not being leveled because I'm out of upgrade materials. There's one more over here which is level 0, and you see a level 0 over here. I am not using them because I don't have the upgrade materials. I'm running low on the blue and also running low on the purple artifacts. Similarly, because it costs so much Mora to upgrade the artifact, not only don't you have the experience material, you also don't have the Mora. So the biggest trap at adventure level 40 is actually to spend your resin on the artifacts and then realizing you're upgrading it and you're running low on Mora, running low on resin, when you could have been considering using the Mora and resin for other things. You can see how costly it is with the purple books and also how costly it is with Mora just with the flowers. Now, if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Okay, that was quite a bit to go through, and usually I don't want to bring bad news because, it's not great for us to enjoy the game, but this time I saw how difficult it is with adventure level 40. I was a little lost on the first day. After 2 to 3 days, I want to get you guys prepared. And now let's go to the second part with tips, approaches and strategies. First of all guys, don't try to cover everything. On my first day I was like, okay, I need to level all my characters, I need to upgrade my weapons, I need to ascend my characters, I need everything, I need to collect all the flowers, and I got overloaded and I was panicking, and I calmed down for 5 minutes. I was like, okay guys, I'm not finishing the game in 2 days or 5 days. It's no time limit for me to finish the game in the next 2 weeks, and I was okay to take a little longer. So first tip of all guys, relax. We're not trying to finish the game. Even if the new patch comes out, nothing's gonna change. We go at our own pace. Now next up, what I realized after I came down myself is that I want to focus on what gives me the most power. The characters and weapon ascension gives the base attack. Keep in mind guys, if you have a weapon and if you have an artifact, the artifact attack here is not a base attack, so it's a plus 221 damage. But if you go to the weapon, what you're going to see is you're going to see the base attack. This is 449 base attack. What it does is all the artifact that gives attack stats are gonna multiply on this artifact. So 40% is based on the base attack. So the higher base attack, the stronger the multiplier is, the higher you hit overall. So pretty much every point of the base attack gives you at least 2 to 3 attack. And if you look at your character, you also have lots of base attack over here. And after knowing the importance of base attack, it's important for us to try to maximum level at least one character to the level cap if we can. We don't want to spreading resources for everyone to be 71, everyone to be 72. We want to maximum one character to level 80 or the maximum level cap, whether it's 70, 60, 80 or 90 if you can. There are several reasons for this. First of all, you do get better stats, so you can take more damage, you take less damage because of higher defense. And also this can be your, to-go DPS character, to-go healer as well. For me, it's Jing over here. And the biggest reason for us to maximum level 1 character is because there's a hidden in-game system that is not often spoken. I'm still researching on it. I will be making a detailed guide on this one. Is that the level difference between you and the enemies are going to scale. What that means is you're going to do bonus damage if you're over the level of the enemy, but you will be doing less damage if you're under level of the enemy. And so does the damage taken. Enemy will do bonus damage to you if your level is too low. That's why you see in the world there are characters with the red names and red levels. That means their characters levels are higher than you, they're doing bonus damage to you. Now just to give you guys a quick example of what I mean by that is, I have found on the Chinese forum about the rank suppression, or what that means is the level suppression. So the comparison over here is he's going to show his maximum stack shielding, hitting the electro hydrosis. You can see the first hydrosis is about level 30 hydrosis, and she is hitting for 31,000 critical damage. And on the next hydrosis, I think this is level 82 hydrosis, and you can see that she is hitting for 21,000 damage. So the comparison is this 10,000 damage difference just because the monster's level is lower than you. You're doing more damage to the monster. And this do come back to ourselves as well. If our level is too low, the monsters will do extra damage to us and we will do less damage to the monsters. It's not just about the damage, it's about how much damage you're gonna take. Sometimes a monster will hit extremely hard after level 40 with adventure level because the difficulty went up. And this come back to the point, having a particular character with 80 level for the maximum level cap means if I can't dodge a skill, I'm gonna swap into Jing and take the damage. And sometimes if I'm just hitting monsters, I know Jing will deal the most damage. She also have the highest attack as well. So for me, Jing is the first default healer and also DPS character. Now if you were to consider, after Jing, what I thought about is I need Klee to do more damage, and she is very squishy, so I want her to be high enough level so she doesn't take bonus damage from enemies. Similarly, Venti will be the last character I'll use for level 80 because I don't need him to stay on the field too much, and he doesn't have to deal too much damage. So after I finish with Jing and Klee, I'll go with Kaching, and finally I'll go with Venti for level 80. Knowing that we can focus one character at a time really helps, because if you come back over here, everything is fully stacked with lots of resin cost, lots of experience and lots of artifact requirement for every character. Now that we're focusing on one character at a time, you all of a sudden relieve yourself of the stress of building 4 characters or building 8 characters for 2 teams. Next up, I have been testing the moral flowers versus experience flowers because I've been trying to spend resin on both and I've been testing them, and over the past 3 days I realized the moral flowers are much better. Now if I'm short on Mara, what I'll do is I'll actually go for the Mara flowers. They give 52,000 experience, they give 52,000 gold. They give 52,000 Mara, and this is not bad. They do build up, and if I'm a short on Mara just to level my characters to 80, if it's my first character Jin, I'll actually consider going for it. I did spend a few of the federal reasons that I've been saving up. I'll show you my current federal reason count. I had about 25 or 26. I did spend about 5 or 6 federal reasons during this time. And this is a good point to touch upon. I will be sitting on adventure level 40 for awfully a lot of time. Probably 1 to 2 weeks at least. And if that's the case, if I'm sitting on so much federal reason, I do want to spend them to power spike my characters to at least to some extent that I'm strong enough. I don't want to spend all of them if I can, but I'm happy to spend at least half of them. Now we're going to focus on getting Mora a little more over here, because this is the crucial item for everything that's in the game after adventure level 40, and even before that. We can also get over 14,000 Mora every day with the repeating of the world events. If you haven't seen that video guys, definitely check it out. I show you how to repeat 10 of the world quest or world events for about 14,000 total Mora and lots of the companion experience and some of the enhancement ores. So you can purposely force those events by quitting in the game next to a teleportation point, and I'll show you the best teleportation point for that. And finally, the next point is I am preparing a lot of more detailed guides on everything with experience related, moral related. Welcome everyone. Today we have another secret treasure update. So currently this is the second day for Klee to give us something special. So this time again we are seeing 100 primal gems, 10 little mushrooms and 1 federal raisin. If we compare to yesterday's one, we got 200 primal gems, federal raisin and experience book for 4 stars. So today we did get less primal gems, but if this keeps going, if we get at least 100 or 50 primal gems, this is actually a better event or better reward for most of the other events. If you recall the primal gems, we only get 30 primal gems, and if you look at something else, you know, something even the elemental crucible, we only got 60 for the compensation. So at the moment, I have been looking everywhere for the next 3 days. I cannot find any news on it. No Facebook, no Japanese, no Korean, you know, Chinese, English, anywhere I look, even on Twitter, anything, like no one knows what's coming, and it's kind of secret. Klee is really keeping a secret this time. So currently we have received 300 primal gems so far and 2 federal raisins. Those are the biggest highlights. What I do is every morning I wake up, because Asian server it is a little faster, and what I do is every morning I see the reward, I look everywhere for the next 2 days or the next 3 days. If I find it, I'll let you guys know. If I don't, we still make a video to update you on what is coming, because most of our friends are from Europe and from, you know, NA, and the rewards are likely a little delayed. So keep in mind guys, you likely get those rewards in about 4 to 12 hours time. Asian server do have the privilege to get them a little faster because of the time zones. So here we go, second day guys, really happy for the primal gems, mushrooms and federal raisin. Hopefully you enjoy this one. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with capturing and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.
That's actually not bad. I could wait. No, wait. That's God. This is my account where Anemo sucks. I'm running Razor and Noel teams. I don't need Anemo for anything. God.
God.
Hey everyone, it's Jinx, and I guess I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that I'm a Genshin math guy now. So in yesterday's stream where he went over a giant treasure trove of data and testing from the RKching mains Discord server library, by the way, link to them in the description if you want to come check out their library or come hang out, lots of really cool people over there. But during the course of the stream, I realized something, which is that it is apparently not nearly as common knowledge how elemental mastery and how elemental reactions work in this game. Now, understanding how this works is fundamental to how you build your team comps and how you build your characters and where you invest your resources. In fact, I would argue understanding the fundamentals of elemental reactions is more important than understanding how the math of attack percentage and such in the previous video works. Now, to keep this video short and easier to understand, we are only going to be covering the basics as well as just the core mechanics and why it's important to understand these things. Otherwise, for things like the in-depth math analyses of comparing reaction builds to mono-element builds, to Venera or Petra support builds, etc., we'll cover that in a future video. Quick aside before we get into the content, I do want to point out that these videos take me a while to make and I'm still sick, so my production cycle is pretty slow. I have well over 20 videos I am
Welcome everyone. Today we have a video to show how I made about 2.7 million Mora within a week. I'll go through all of the methods that I can count within the game. It is likely I might have missed some, but I'll try my best to recount everything. This video was made because yesterday during our live stream, someone asked me about why did I have so much Mora and how do I make it. So you can see our previous stream video yesterday. I have about 2.7 million Mora yesterday, and I did spend some today. But the fact is, there is a lot of way to make Mora, and I want to summarize everything for you guys. On the left hand side, you can see that I have tallied up the methods I was able to obtain Mora, or it is possible in the game. There are some methods I did not obtain any Mora for the week, but it's possible that we come back for it. For example, the Marine Harbor gold chest over here. If you have not heard of it, there is a video for us, so you can have a look at one of my previous videos where to find it. It's within the bank and you can get 200,000 Mora for the first time for sure. And after that, knowing that it is confirmed that most of the high level lecturers chest response, even the bank ones, we do come back every week to check once. If we get the Mora chest, it's nice. If we don't, it's okay, we don't spend that much time on it. The second method for me to get Moras, I think most of us are not surprised by that, it's from the late line gold flowers for 20 resin each. Currently with adventure level 35 and plus, I get 44,000 per 20 resin used. I've spent a total of 720 resin for the Mora, and this was pretty much 3 days of Mora. I do buy resin for 50 gems for 16 resin, so every day I have about 240 resin, and I did spend 3 days on my empty days for the Moras over here. Now I do want to go in more details on spending resin on the gold or Mora over here compared to spending resin on the artifacts or spending resin for additional talent books, etc. Because on 3 of my 7 days, I do not have units that need those particular talent boots. And also I have collected enough material for my next ascension from the weapons, so I don't need those items. I have collected those items already. So because of that, I was able to have 3 free days to go for the Mora of the flower. Now you might be wondering, hey, what are the choices? Why don't you just go for more of the weapon choices? Why don't you go for more of the talent books? And why don't you go for artifacts? The thing is, I'm still waiting for level 40 to go for those. With level 40, the artifacts start to drop the 5-star legendary artifacts, and with level 40, the weapon materials start to drop the golden ones as well. So I'm still delaying to go for those until I'm level 40. Because the gold difference is not massive, I'll earn a few thousand more if I was to wait for level 40. There isn't that much of a significant difference. There is a massive difference though with the artifacts and also with the weapon material. And there isn't that much difference with the books over here. You have to be 45 for a massive drop of difference. So in comparison, my opportunity cost of going for the gold on the Mora is not too much. But if I was to go for the artifacts, which I don't need right now, and if I were to go for the weapon jobs that I don't need right now, what's going to mean is later when I'm level 40, I will not have the resin capacity to go for the Mora because I want to go for those because they have better drops. So right now, before level 40 adventure level, I'm spending my resin on the Mora flowers if I can when I don't have anything I need. But after level 40, I will change my focus probably on the weapon upgrades and also on the artifacts. Our third Mora income method is actually the repeatable world quest events for 10 a day. So we can make up to 16,000 Mora a day, and within 7 days we can make about 1100 Mora. If you haven't seen the video about repeatable world quest events, definitely check it out. You do not get adventure experience, but you do get companionship experience. You also get Mora, you also get some of the refinement ores over here. You can repeat this up to 10 times a day, and in that video we talk about how we can repeat on the teleportation point by relogging. Next up, surprisingly enough, monsters do drop a lot of Mora. So each of the small mobs usually drop 30 to 40 Mora, and some of the elite ones drop 170 Mora. So I kinda estimated that each of the mobs drop me 60 Mora, and I kill at least 150 mobs a day. So in 7 days I get about 63,000 Mora. It's not a lot, but it's something to be aware of. And similarly, we do get Mora from each of the chests. This goes from 1000 to 1500 depending on the chest. And I'm estimating I'm getting at least 35 chests a week. So about 40,000 Mora from chest looting just from opening chest. Now the next part we'll be looking at sigils. If you guys didn't know, there are 2 sigil shops for exchange in each of the cities. In Mondstadt and also on Marine Harbor. So for each of the sigils, you're getting 800 Mora, and this in return I earn about 150 sigils a week, so I'm looking at least 120,000 Mora. The best way to get sigils is from opening chests. We get 3 to 4 sigils from each of the chests. I'll show you guys the shop over here. So this is one of the Mondstadt shop. You come to the lady with the diamond sign and you speak to her. After speaking to her, what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of items. After you purchased every item, you can purchase Mora for 2 for 1,600. Before that, you could purchase Mora for 1 for 1,600 for 10 times. I think 30 times or 10 times. But there is no limit after you purchase everything. You do have to purchase everything, but once you do, all the sigils you collect from the chest you can exchange for Mora, and this is just free money. So every time I make some chest, I come back, I get additional Mora this way. We can also press B for the inventory and come to the expensive item section over here. You can see that I also have 92 Geo Sigil. Now keep in mind guys, the Geo shop has more items in the living side, so you have to purchase everything before you can purchase for the Mora. But once you do get a lot more Geo Sigils. I can double or triple my Mora income if I was to get more Geo Sigils. Next up, we have the Battle Pass rewards. To my surprise, the Battle Pass actually give a lot of Mora every 4 levels. Now keep in mind guys, I did purchase the Battle Pass for the $10 a month Battle Pass. So let's go over to the Battle Pass, I'll show you guys the Mora rewards. You can see over here, the Battle Pass starts with about 16,000 and 48,000 Mora to start things off. It really kicks up after level 10, so now we're looking at 12,000 to get the Mora. And as we go further, we're looking at, close to 20,000, we can look at 200,000 Mora, close to that. And very soon after 30, we're looking at about 250,000 Mora for every 4 levels. And because I get about 12 levels of Battle Pass a week, so I'm looking at about 700,000 Mora just from the Battle Pass. Now even if you haven't purchased the special Battle Pass for $10 a month, we can still earn lots of Mora from login events, promo code, and also other events. So this kind of built up randomly depending on the events of the week. In the past week, we had some promo codes, we had the login event, and we also had other events like the co-op event. And the co-op event had a few of those options to give us more Mora because we obtained those achievements. So I'll keep you guys updated if I see any events to make sure we get the most promo codes and also we get the most Mora out of it. Now if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news, and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Next up, we can get Mora as a one-time reward from the Spiral Abuse, also chapter investigations. There are lots of Moras to be collected on each of the Spiral floors, and if you get the 9 stars, you can earn up to 60,000 Mora for each of the floors. I'm currently on floor 5, but likely I'll push for floor 8 and 9 after this week. So I haven't earned last week because I hadn't pushed any of the floors, but once I do, I'm looking at least 200,000 or 300,000 more Mora. Similarly, to my surprise guys, chapter investigation give lots of Mora. Let me come over here and show you guys. This is the Spiral Abuse. You can see the Mora counts for each of the stars, and they don't get too difficult until you go beyond 4 or 5. 5 is when you actually have to use 2 teams, and I'll make guides for us very soon for those. Coming over here for the book and chapter investigations, if we come back to chapter 1, you're looking at 10,000 Mora and 10,000 Mora. But if you go all the way to chapter 8, you're looking at 45,000 Mora, you look at 50,000 Mora, and another 100,000 Mora. So there's a lot of Mora to be earned as you clear your chapter books. Make sure you do clear them. They are one-off rewards, but they're really good. You can see that I'm about to get a legendary artifact if I clear all of my artifact achievements. Getting 8 artifacts to level 16 is not difficult. I've been delaying those because I wasn't sure what characters I'm getting. There's also more Primal Gems and more artifacts. Really nice, right? And finally, there are also pay-to-win Mora options. Why do I call it pay-to-win? Because you have to use Stardust. And I don't recommend using Stardust on the Moras because you can buy the Intertwine and also the Fates Wizard. So as a quick summary, you can see you get 10 Stardust for 10,000 Mora. And after the 30 maximum purchase, it's 20 Stardust for 10,000 Mora. You can also pay $10, which I don't recommend guys, for 50,000 Mora in the shop. If you compare to the top part, come on, those are very pitiful, right? Those, I'll show you guys over here. I definitely do not recommend considering buying Mora like this. It's like for the rich guys richer, right? So notice I have lots of the Stardust saved up. I am not gonna use my Stardust. I'm gonna wait for every week to come and I'll buy all of the Entertain Fate. Those are gacha mechanics. We want those guys. Those are free primal gems. So we're getting 10 of those a month, which is nice. So save for those. Don't buy those. The Moras are not worth it. I've seen people who buy it because, you know, they have too much Stardust to be useful for the next 2 years. So that's why they buy it. The Glinters, I recommend saving on the Glinters as well, because right now we're not sure if you can buy 5-star characters, what can we get with the Glinters for now. So I still recommend saving those, because we don't get a lot of it. To summarize this video, yes, a lot of my Mora contribution, about 57%, is from the gold flowers, and I did go into details. Before I went to level 40, it's actually profitable for me to spend my Risen on the flowers if I had nothing else to do. Because after 40, I know I need to spend my Risen elsewhere, so it's good to stack up a lot of gold right now. And also, if you guys didn't know about the repeatable quest, definitely do it, and go with the sigil shop and make sure you maximize the Mora. I definitely can earn a lot more Mora if I was focused on only Mora for that week, but you can see that I didn't go for Spiral Abuse, I didn't do my chapter investigations, I did not get the chest as well. So there's a lot more Moras that can be earned. For example, if there's more rewards with the event, I'll let us know. If I was to find more chests, I can double my Mora over here. And if I was more diligent with killing monsters, I can double this as well. So we can easily get to 3.5 million in a week. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with catching and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world. Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a guide video on how to get over 11,000 primal gems within a week. So before we start, you can see that my account haven't made any purchase with the in-game currency over here. As you can see on this Excel, I've actually made an account summary with everything to do with my account. The total hours I've spent is about 3 to 6 hours a day since the release of the game. This is because the rest of my hours actually spent on making videos and making guides. I've actually only played 8 days on my account because on the first 2 days of the release of the game, I actually spent my time on rerolling. It took me 2 days to get the characters I wanted before I started the game. Now if you're interested in rerolling, definitely check out our rerolling guide and also the rerolling methods.
Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about what happens at AR40, what you should be focusing on. As you can see, we are at AR41 and I spent a good bit of my resin, my fragile resin. I saved it all until AR40. I used, what, 24 of them, I'd say. So I want to tell you guys what I learned, some mistakes I've made to prevent you guys from making the same mistakes and get you guys on the right path. So first and foremost, I just want to show you guys the artifacts that we have right now, the 5-star artifacts. And now don't be deceived. Most of these are not from artifact domains, and I went hard on artifact domains. So once I hit AR40, I thought that was the time. I thought that was the moment that we do artifact domains. And I used up 24 of my fragile resin. We should be at like 42 right now. I used up 24 of them. We ended up doing artifact domains over 60 times. And the amount of artifacts we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. 7 gold artifacts. 7 5-star artifacts. That's like 1 in every 10 chance that we get a 5-star, which was pretty unlucky, right? A 10% chance. And if we take a look at some of these main stats, HP percentage on a pyro damage artifact, healing bonus on a pyro damage artifact. You can see where this is going, right? We did not get lucky. So basically all that resin that we used was worthless. And most of the artifacts that I'm using right now are the same old artifacts that I was using before AR40. So that all those resin, the 24 resin, fragile resin that I used was a waste. It was an absolute waste, and I wish I knew that. because I could have spent that resin to something else, like gold. That could have been 3 million gold, technically. So what I'm trying to tell you is artifact domains, even at AR40, not good. Maybe if you're focusing on just one set and one set alone, you can beat the RNG. But, I mean, that's something if you want to risk it, maybe dip your feet in, try the artifact domains out yourself. Just don't go as hard as I did using 24 fragile resin. So you're wondering, what should you farm at AR40? Now, this is what you should farm, in my opinion, at AR40. First of all, I am pre-farming weapon essential materials, character essential materials from bosses, XP, and Mora. Those are my main 4 focuses that I'm working on. Artifact domains, I'm not doing any more artifact domains. And talent up domains, I'm doing them, but I'm not doing them. And by that, I mean, there's a new one that unlocks at 45 to get these purple books. And when you have your talents leveled up to level 6, you should not be doing the talent domains anymore until AR45. Because 6 is basically the highest you should get it to until 45, since you need these weekly boss drops anyways, and 4 of these purple books. So that's a lot of farming on these talents. And unless you're a whale and you're using resin refreshes or primo gems to refresh your resin, as a free-to-play, from a free-to-play standpoint, to conserve your resin, you should be waiting until 45 for these talents. So the 4 things you should be focusing on: first, get your weapon essential materials, farm for the bare minimum that you need. Because right here, it says you're required adventure rank 50 to ascend your weapon again. What you want to do is farm these weapon domains, make sure you get the materials ready to go at 50 for all of your main DPS units. Make sure you farm bosses to get the materials that you need to ascend your weapon, the seeds and the gemstones for 50. Because once you get to AR45, then the artifact domains are worth it. If we take a look right here, boom. I don't know if it's, I'm pretty sure it's a guaranteed chance that you get a 5-star artifact from these domains at AR45. At least one. So that's when you should be doing it. And you want to make sure you pre-farm for your character essential materials and your weapon materials. Get that out of the way. So you pre-farm for that stuff. Get it out of the way. Farm for your XP. Farm for your gold that you need. And then once you hit 45, then you can focus your resin solely on artifacts and domains for talents. That's where I believe is the best use for your resin at AR45. No artifact domains, weapon, character, XP, Mora. Alright, so that's basically it. That's my thoughts on AR40. Don't be like me. Don't use 1200 resin and 60 dungeon runs that could have been spent on 3 million gold just to get HP percent and healing bonus artifacts that you're not even going to use. You know, it's just fodder. Because right now I'm not even using any new artifacts. So don't be like me. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was informative. Any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And I hope to catch you guys next time. Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a guide for Spiral Abyss Floor 10, strictly free-to-play, with the guaranteed free-to-play units and our weapons and stuff like that. I'm going to play a quick clip going over all the gear for my characters, so you can check that out, and then we'll hop straight into the team comp and the chambers. Go main character, stats, weapon, artifacts. Go in depth on the artifacts: HP, attack, geo, attack. Constellations, talents. Chongling, attributes, weapon, artifacts, HP, attack. Zero constellation, talents. Lisa, attributes, weapon, artifacts, HP, attack, elemental mastery, attack. Constellation, talents. Noel, 80. Weapon. artifacts, HP, attack, defense, defense, defense. 0 constellation, balance, done. Barbara, 50, weapon, artifacts, HP, attack, HP, 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 constellation. But we did beat floor 10, despite only getting 2 stars on the first chamber. And I went back and I thought maybe I could improve. Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be doing a guide for Spiral Abyss Floor 6. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to actually do a guide for Floor 6 since we did one for 7, 8, and 9. But I've been requested to do one. Now, we did beat Floor 6 when I was Adventure Rank 30, and we are now above 35, which basically means we were able to ascend our characters again, our weapons, and level up our talents. So I do feel like we're kind of out leveled for the opponents on that stage, but I'll do a guide, a general guide nonetheless. And I just want to do a quick showcasing of our characters here. So here's main character, the weapon that we're using, the artifacts, Exile for energy recharge, and 18% for a 2-piece Braveheart. We're using Geo main character, and we're rocking Exile because we get our ult back fast, so I wouldn't mind having just more energy recharge. Attack percentage on that, Geo bonus damage for the goblet, and attack percentage on the final piece. We have 5 constellations, which you get for free just by progressing through your adventure ranks and buying the constellations off the Leeway souvenir shop. Our talents, 5, 9, and 8. Xiangling here for the attributes. The weapon, Crescent Pike, 4-star craftable, a 2-piece Berserker, 2-piece Gladiator set, HP Flower not upgraded, 311 attack on the feather, attack percentage, and crit rate. 0 constellation, 6, 6, and 5 for the talents. Barbara, we didn't put much investment in. Level 50. Level 20 weapon, prototype, craftable from the blacksmith as well. All these weapons are craftable. A 4-piece Maiden's Beloved, and we just kind of focus on HP, and HP percentage. I did not roll healing bonus, unfortunately. The last piece you would go on healing bonus. 0 constellation, 1, 2, 2 for the talents. Noelle is level 70, so we did start investing in Noelle because I think she will be mandatory for floor 10 with the free-to-play unit, so we're investing in her now. Got her weapon to 60. She's missing an artifact piece, but I'm too lazy to actually try and fit one on her. 0 constellation, 141 for the talents. Lisa over here, level 70. 91, or well, Mathemir, craftable weapon. 2-piece Sojourner and Elemental Mastery. Elemental Mastery, 111. 23 attack, 34 attack. 0 constellation. 441 for the talents, and Amber. We haven't leveled her up at all yet, but she somehow is level 15. A level 1 weapon, no artifacts, no constellation, basic talents. Same thing with Kaya, level 2, level 1 weapon, no artifacts, no constellation, level 1 talents. So that's my team setup that we're rocking right now, the build and everything. And now let's hop into the Spiral Abyss, stage 6. Now, first and foremost, we want to just take a look at the ley line. Whenever you're taking on any of these floors, look at the ley line. The ley line disorder says using an elemental burst increases all party members' attack and defense by 6%, max 10 stacks. Once you get 5 stacks and above, your character's movement speed and attack speed will be increased an additional 30%. So, running energy recharge on this stage, especially on a character that has a fast ult, like only 60 energy required for the ult, is good because you're just able to spam your ult and you get stronger the more you do it. So that's normally what you want to do on the stage. We'll take a look at Chamber 1. It has a bunch of cryo units in the second half. We have Pyro, Same deal. Cryo Mage and Pyro on the other side. And Cryo with a Stonehide Lava Churl, and then Pyro on the second half. So since we only have one Hydro unit, we want to put Barber on team 2. And since top team has a bunch of Cryo, and then we have the Lava Churl on the top team, we need something, some kind of Geo to break that. So my plan, as well as like the Meta Churls and stuff like that, a lot of enemies. My plan normally for this would be putting Xiangling, because she was one of the main DPS units I invested in. So she'll be leading team 1. Lisa to back her up, so synergy there for overload. Noelle for protection. She can be my substitute healer since Barbara is going to team 2. She'll also be good for chamber 3 first half against those Stonehide Lava Churl. And if you don't have a Geo user and you don't want to use Noelle to break that shield, you can always use Xiangling and Lisa. Combine those two elements. And then for the final one, we'll do Amber. 2 fire for 25% extra attack for that fire resonance. And then team 2, what I used back at AR30 was just Geo main character and Barbara. Now, even though I did do this, you can throw in Kaya. You will have Kaya. He is a guaranteed character, and you can use him just to use his ultimate. It'll be an extra ultimate you get for an extra attack and defense going up by 6%. That's not a bad idea. You probably do want to do that. But for me, because my playstyle is I don't like using guy characters. If you ever come by my stream, you will probably never see me using a guy character. Sometimes I'm forced, especially on stage 7 against those Electro Fatui. That's like the only time I'm actually forced to use Kaya against the Electric Fatui agents. I hate them. But yeah, we're going to be rocking just a 2-man team. That's how I like to do things, and that's what I did. So let's hop in. Alright, in the first buff, normally I just go for raw attack whenever I see it. Especially, I like buffs that go for the entire floor, because for the chamber, it only goes for chamber 1. Once we beat this chamber and go to chamber 2, it's not going to be there, the buff. So we go for attack, I'm going to ignore the rest, and we'll just move on. Now, normally when I first start off playing, I try and pop every single ultimate I can. Every ult, I just go ahead and get it out of the way so we can start regenerating orbs and getting the ultimates back. Because now my attack and defense are going up by 6% for every time we use an ultimate. So we used, what, 4? So our attack and defense are up 24% already. And once we use it one more time, you'll see that we get faster. Our attack speed goes up, and our movement speed goes up. And you can see by the green arrows around our character. Right now we only have the yellow arrows going up. But once we use our ultimate one more time, you'll see that it starts going up again. Normally, I like to try and go for these snipers first. Because that plant, he's going to disappear. He's going to go underground and pop up right where you are. Same with these guys, the slimes. They'll come to you. So if you want to try and find a spot to go to these snipers. Go to the archers. The other enemies will follow you. So here we are using our ultimate. We have green arrows up. And now you can see we are starting to attack a lot faster, right? We have green arrows around our character. We're moving faster. We're attacking faster. Amber's ult is up. We're just going to pop it just to use it. Because we can use our ultimates and spam them up to 10 times for 10 stacks. And we get 6% attack and defense every single time. We'll use electric to break that shield. Because our bear on Gooba was on cooldown. We don't want him to use his ice ability or whatever it was. Switch over to Lisa. Charge up. Generate a bunch of orbs. And there we go. Pop her ult. Pop Noelle's ult. Generate some ice crystals here. Switch back over to our main DPS. Ooh, quickly switch over to Lisa. Try and break this. We got him. So you can use fire or Lisa for that. There we go. First half done. And now second half, we don't have the buffs. As you can see, no green areas around our character. We don't have the movement speed or the attack speed buff. So we also have to start from the bottom in terms of stacking our ultimates. So now we used it twice. Oh, it seems like I do have it. Interesting. I got it after using it once. Maybe it just took a while for the game to actually recognize it. We'll use Amber here to break the fire plants. Ultimate. Normally I'll try and go for the Shaman because he can be a pain separating me from the enemies and preventing me from killing them. Another good thing I like about Geo is I can navigate my pillar and knock other enemies into the other one. And look at that. We have our ult back immediately. Pop down our ult. With those two enemies, our ult is about like almost 50% back. And we just used it. Not even off cooldown. And look at it. Above 50% and it's almost back. It's probably that Exile set doing work. And it's very nice on this stage. Because the more we use our ultimate, the stronger we get, right? Up to 10 times, of course. Use Amber to break that. Ultimate is back. Stomp the ground. Go for the Animo Shaman first. If you guys haven't yet, I would definitely invest in Geo main character. Geo main character is strong. You guys have seen it. I posted many videos about Geo main character, me and Barbara. Two-manned floor 8-3 and took no damage, as well as the entire floor for 8-3, or 8 rather. Some people don't like Geo because of the pillars. Placing the pillars down sometimes, it's a little wonky. You can reset enemies and stuff, but when you're placing your pillars, try and aim for the side. Try and aim for the side of the character. Hold down your E ability to use your pillar. Don't just tap it. Try and hold it down so you can navigate better. So for that, I mean, I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to use it right next to him. I hit his side. He got knocked to the right. I would never put the pillar underneath him because then he could get stuck on top and then the enemy could reset. And that's a pain, right? We don't want that. So always try and aim to the left. You'll always see me try and do that. I try to aim a little bit to the left of them just to kind of scrape them on the side and not actually place it underneath them. Use Amber here to break that. The clear time for this for 3 minutes, or 3 stars, is only 2 minutes on the clock, so very generous on floor 8 here. And there we go, Chamber 1 completed. You should be able to get this done at Ascension rank or Adventure rank 30. Just make sure your weapons are leveled up, your characters are leveled up, talents, do not forget your talents. And here we have another buff. Character physical damage will be increased by 25%. We're going to take that to stack on top of our current existing buff, attack up 20%, because it goes for the entire floor and it'll carry to the next chamber. We're just getting stronger by taking those floor buffs. Normally, I always try and gravitate towards the floor buffs over the chamber ones. Alright, so right here, archers. We do start over. We don't have our fast attack speed, but I always try and prioritize archers. Go for the archers. The other guys will follow you down. They'll end up taking just collateral damage when they get in the way. Always try and go straight for the archers. And remember to spam your ultimate as soon as you get them. We had Amber's ult. I just used it. I don't know if it was optimal to use it right there. I didn't care. I just wanted extra stacks, you know? I don't see any more archers, so we'll focus on this guy. I see a shaman. I think that's a water shaman, and he heals. You normally want to kill the water shaman because he will heal his friends. These other hilly churls. And that can be a pain. Water shaman spawns back. Go for him. Noel has her ult. We'll just pop it. Just for more stacks of attack and defense. Not really going to necessarily use it. Amber ult. Just pop it to get it out of the way. Normally what you want to do on this floor. You could even, like, I know I don't have Amber with anything right now. I don't have Amber with any sets, right? So what I could do, ideally, is put Amber with an energy recharge set, like Exile. She has 0 artifacts, and she had 0 artifacts when I did this dungeon. But what you could do is put her with
What's up guys, it's your boy Damone and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Listen guys, today we are going to be talking about an adventure rank checklist. Give you guys all the stuff that you guys should be focused on depending on where you're at in the game. I get a lot of questions as to what should I be doing at this? How do I level up here? How do I do this? Should I farm at 40? Should I farm at 45? And I want to touch on each of the big major adventure ranks to kind of talk about each of the transitions that you guys are really going to run into and what you guys can do to prepare for those so you guys could be ready to transition very easily, especially as they continue to add more content to the game. So our guest host today is going to be Catherine. She's going to be kind of the star of the show today because she's going to be showing us the adventure ranks, and we're just going to go over this as quick as possible. I'm going to zoom right on through here all the way to level 7 for my re-rollers and people who have been starting multiple accounts until you get the character that you want. This is pretty much the starting point of the game. After you guys hit AR7, you guys are going to get right to AR8 as soon as you possibly can. Because why? Because this is the point that you guys are going to start to do ley lines. Now, I recommend only doing ley lines to burn your energy out pre-level 20. Okay, so adventure rank 20, excuse me. So before adventure rank 20, doing the ley lines is just a great way to bang your XP out, unless you guys are, skilled enough or you guys have figured out how to kill bosses, at which case you guys can start killing these elites very early on. If you guys have figured out the strategy, by far the easiest one to fight is of course the electro hypostasis. So if you guys are building electro heroes, or if you guys are building any kind of electro fire combo, like that's a really good place to start. But if you guys are unable to kill the bosses, then please just stick to the ley lines because they're just really easy. Because what's going to happen is once you guys get to adventure rank 8, your resin is going to be capped. For those of you guys who are unfamiliar with your resin, it's just this resource up here, and you want to just make sure that this is pretty much at 0, or at least you're in a point where you're generating resin, passively over time, right? So that way it's just not capped and you're just losing XP. The next point, of course, is AR10. At 10, you guys will get more quests, which will speed it up. You guys should be exploring. Maybe you've gotten your first few Oculus from Mondstadt, upgraded your statue by now. You'll get a free 4-star one-hand sword here as well, in which case I recommend knocking out early open world quests like the one in Dada Upa Gorge where you unlock the 3 barriers, and or grabbing the artifact from the lady at the church, just because this will jumpstart your progress. As you guys are doing these quests, knocking out your ley lines, burning your energy, you guys should take you to around AR12. Once you guys get to What's up guys, it's your boy Damone and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. We're going to be talking about the Sucrose review because most people say that she's just really average. Today we're going to debunk that myth with a little bit of showcase here. I'm just going to show you what Sucrose is typically used for. Everybody calls her a budget Venti, but I think that she's pretty much like a class all on her own. As you guys can see, she has the ability to deal significant burst damage early on, very quickly at that, to large groups of enemies. I like using Sucrose personally to clear rooms. She's very useful in Abyss as well. But what else makes this alchemist from Mondstadt worth your time? When we look at her talent info, her skill 1, just a basic attack, hence why it's called a basic attack, because it's pretty basic. She also has a charge attack which consumes a certain amount of stamina that deals AoE anemo damage after casting a short time. As you guys can see this here, it has the ability to knock back and it can be a decent amount of damage. You guys just have to be aware that because of the close range and the proximity that you have to be towards the enemy, you want to make sure that you learn the spacing of this, because if you try to use this frequently at the wrong distance, it could just not work out for you. As we get into Astable Anamestasis, this ability is her E ability, or secondary ability. Creates a small wind spirit that deals anemo damage to enemies in an AoE, pulling them towards the location of the wind spirit before launching them. Now, you'll notice that on my Sucrose, I have 2 charges. It's just because when you get 1 duplicate Sucrose, when you get into her constellation, she gets an extra charge, which definitely amplifies her utility. That's not to say that she's not useful without that extra charge, but it definitely does help. Now, this E ability is useful for clustering small mobs. Any mobs larger than, you know, Hilichurl or Slime, you will have to be careful for, because when utilizing this E ability, you can create like a knock-up ability, but for larger enemies, it's just going to be for damage. As we get into her ultimate, Sucrose hurls a unstable concoction that creates a large wind spirit. While it persists, the large wind spirit will continuously pull and launch nearby enemies, dealing AoE and Nemo damage. Elemental absorption: if the wind spirit comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro elements, it will deal additional elemental damage of that type. Elemental absorption may only occur once per use, so it can only absorb 1 element at a time. This ability is literally amazing, and it's kind of nice, especially if you guys are comboing, because it can grab other, you know, other elements. Like you said, it wasn't close enough to the fire there, but as you guys can see, like, Sucrose is really nice for dealing consistent damage and basically controlling enemies. So for you, those of you guys who are utilizing Sucrose in situations where you want to farm quickly, let's say you're running through the map and you just want to kill a group of mobs very fast, look no further than Sucrose, because she could be the one for you. For those of you guys who are having issues in tricky abyss floors where you have to deal with